Hi, my name's Cooper Smither, and I wrote Rick Noise. I am a playwright and sound designer mostly right now, but I didn't know that people really wrote plays until I got to college. Before then, I was an actor. Rick Noise is about a audio intern who just got hired to work at a slot machine company, a company that makes and designs slot machines. And he has to kind of grapple with the fact that the job is a really, really good one that might come at a cost that he doesn't necessarily see. I wrote it as a part of a class at UT. I initially wanted to write a story. Once again, I love like office horror, and so I wanted to write like a story about someone who's working at like a torture machine, someone who's like developing new methods of torture, and like and the way that like pain can kind of be distanced from like a kind of middle management like paper shuffling role. But when I told my professor that the idea was based on the fact that I used to work as an intern at a slot machine company, he told me, I think slot machines are a lot more interesting than torture, don't you think? And I agreed, so I wrote this. And I think my love of office horror came from not a book or anything, but the game Lethal Company. I just love the atmosphere of that game and the idea that like you are kind of forced to work for a corporation that really is like ambivalent of your existence to the point of like killing you if you don't do your job well enough. And that's just like yeah, I think that's where my love of office horror came from, which is the idea. Oh, and Severance. I love Severance. So yeah, I've been really loving just like scary cubicles lately. I think the biggest one is there's mention of like what the actual work that I did at that company was, like metering games where I would need to measure the loudness of games before QA to make sure that it didn't get sent back to us whenever it was going through QA. And so just like small tidbits of like industry speak, some real, some made up, that I think most people wouldn't pick up on, but I really try to de-emphasize it, so that it could be appreciated by, just like a general audience, because I don't think most people would necessarily know what metering a game was, if they were just asked. I think it's funny. What I ended up with was like much more comedy than horror. I think it fits snugly within like a horror comedy, maybe even comedy horror genre. And so I think, regardless of whether you care about like non-substance addiction or anything like that, I think it's gonna be a good time. I think it's just real fun. The play, I've only taken a little bit. It's not like really based in my own experience. It's much more absurd. I feel like the audience probably needs to know, you probably need to know that most of what is in that play did not happen and didn't even come close to happening. The main character isn't me. He's a little freak. Um, none of none of the people are my coworkers. My coworkers were all very, 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 very cool people, and that was what partially inspired me to write the play. Was I was fascinated by like a kind of giant industry that is frequently maligned, and to just meet like a bunch of really cool creatives who were all working there was fascinating. It was really, really fascinating, and so yeah, the people in the play are not anything like the really awesome creative people who I met working there. I hope you can make it out and see both My Rick Noise and UFO Club by Ben Cervantes. Thank you, and I hope to see you there.